Hello, hello, hello! Welcome to another Toonkind at 12 frames per second. I am the jazziest AAA battery this side of the county line, and today I am joined with...
Hi, I'm RJ. Uh, I think it's Rad's manifesting in my house, causing all my issues. But yeah, that's who I'm playing today.
Spooky grandparents. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. So, after the events of Unkani Cargo, well, it probably took Jacques and Asclepius a bit to actually settle the cargo question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once they finally manage to get everything sorted and at least know where things are being moved to, and things are starting to settle down. But both of them probably just kind of went, "Hey, um, out of the employees here, that one's a child. Not only is that one a child, they appear to know someone we know, and they appear to have a very weird thing that we are very interested in." So it's just a
Yeah.
combo of, "Hey,
It's a wombo combo. Honestly, the child thing factors less into things than you would imagine, being that gestures vaguely at Tiffy. But
understandable."
it still does draw their attention in conjunction to certain other members of this party that have arrived on their doorstep all of a sudden carting these things around.
Very much so. Um, but now that everything's been settled, um, honestly, I don't remember a lot about Halloweentown, but Gray is, if I had to wager a guess, chances are there's various undead plants around, and he's probably very interested in this. So
Yep,
he's probably just vibing in the garden somewhere.
yep. Um there's so the layout of Halloween Town is fairly variable as in how the plot demands, but there is uh dotted around the outskirts there are various different monster rental lands. Is that the word? I don't know, this makes it sound like a feudal lord.
I
Some of
get the
which do contain
perspective.
monstrous plants, but specifically Asclepius has a garden full of all manner of carnivorous and venomous, no, not venomous, yes, venomous, and toxic, and la di da di da, all kinds of fucked up and weird plants, and also some regular plants, and a lot of tea.
Um,
So there's that as well.
yeah. If we ended the Uncanny Cargo session with everyone like in the main manor area, then I imagine Gray would probably at least have access to the Asclepius's garden, at least
Yeah,
to a degree. So
yeah,
probably around there then.
dope, dope. Uh, just casually for rule of funny, just go ahead and roll fucking nature
All right.
to try and identify exactly which of these plants would be willing to chow down on a 6-year-old,
Um,
and which would not.
um, I'm trying to remember if there's a ranger thing, but I don't think there is for this. Uh,
I don't think
uh,
there's a range thing for this thing specifically. Because you're using revise ranger, aren't you?
mm, whatever. Flat nature. 19.
I think, yeah, okay. You can very easily identify which of these plants are very willing to chow down on a
Child.
child. Um
Or
and
whatever animals are following the child.
and whatever animals are following a child, and suitably distance yourself and your companions from it. I imagine your Gyarados, whatever the fuck the
I feel
extra
like
name
the
was for that.
Gyarados is probably like
Yeah,
cooked up somewhere else.
that's probably waiting outside,
Yeah.
like head over the wall, just watching. The rest of them
Um,
can probably come inside.
not out of the question. It's just curled up asleep somewhere.
That's true.
I know for sure that Nibbles would probably be following along because I
Mm.
don't think they like ever leave each other. But the other animals might just be chilling wherever.
Nice.
Animal in quotation marks for
Yeah, animal
Noctis.
quotation marks.
Especially for Noctis.
Yeah.
Um, but Nibbles is definitely
Yeah. Yeah. So you're able to corral your associates enough to avoid having any of them being chowed down upon or poisoned or yada yada.
for the best when Nibbles' name is there for a
Yeah,
reason.
considering.
Um, but yeah, so imagine, up to you to determine how, when, where specifically either of the duo, if or both of them, would approach at all.
Well, you are in Asclepius' domain, so it's probably Asclepius that arrives first. Um, pauses for a moment, sees that you're actually fairly comfortable with the plants, and probably say something along the lines of, not many people tend to be so familiar with this kind of plant.
Well, I I just really like plants. Your garden is very pretty.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I can tell you take very good care of them.
Well, they'd probably riot if I didn't. If you don't mind, can you follow me inside? My
Oh,
husband and I wanted to talk to you for a bit.
yes, sir.
He will lead you inside. Um, he takes you inside, not to the big ass ballroom you were in before, but to a much smaller kitchen. Uh, fairly well maintained, well loved, but fairly professional. Stainless steel uh uh cabinet, island in the middle, bar stools around it. Jacques
Good solid
sat
kitchen.
on one of the bar stools, sipping at some kind of hot drink.
Um, Gray would probably, as he's let in.
Hello, sir. Thanks to both of you for letting us stay here.
Jacques like just waves a hand, like, of course, of course. Far be it from us to be poor hosts.
Gray would probably, hop up on one of the stools.
I imagine it takes a little bit of doing because these are bar stools suited for people upwards of 7 feet.
Yeah,
They're probably fairly tall.
yeah. He probably has to do a tad bit of climbing, but he manages.
Yeah.
I don't think Nibbles does. Not made for that.
No, not really. Bless their poor lizard heart. Um uh Asclepius would probably offer you some tea, should you wish it.
Gray would absolutely take.
Nice. It's a very nice herbal tea. Um
Gray can appreciate a very nice herbal tea.
yeah, and then comes and sits down next to his husband, who kind of steeples his hands and goes, "So, forgive me if we're mistaken, but uh, that pendant of yours,
Oh, the medallion.
And he'll at this point he probably like has it back, under his suit jacket, but he'll pull it out and show it.
yes. Um, I don't suppose you'd be willing to describe how you obtained it.
Um, well, um, it's rather. The story includes a decent amount of personal details for other people, and I don't know if they'd be willing for me to reveal that. Um,
Oh, of course. skip over exact details, but the general gist of things would be appreciated.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Um. It, it was just a group of us, and just all of a sudden found ourselves in a rather odd place. With a very mean person. Um. Uh. But we were eventually rescued or helped or not entirely sure how that works, but well, we're out now, and each of us got one of these with different um numbers and titles.
Roll a perception check for me really quick.
All right.
Yeah, nice. You catch the quick little aside that they share under their breath. Where Jacques goes, well, it matches the details we were told. And Asclepius goes, just kind of hums in agreement. And you remember that Peace said that Lynn and Peace had a mutual friend. You figured that might be the mutual friend.
Yeah. He figures, but I'm not sure if it's something he would bring up at this specific moment, all things considered.
Yeah, yeah.
He's trying to be polite. Very hard. I see you in chat be wild, and you're just going to have to suffer because he's nice.
This is another little glance exchanged, and then Asclepius goes, "How are you faring, dear?"
I'm doing all right.
And you can roll insight, but it's
I
Asclepius
mean,
and Jacques, so
I'm gonna.
I'm assuming that's
Realize I didn't take out my dice. Hold on.
Oof.
Dice, come here.
Assuming, judging by the characters, I'm assuming they'll succeed, but
like, okay, bare minimum, Asclepius gets a 14 and Jacques gets a 12. So, like, you know, but the fuck am I get?
If you get a 30 something, it'd be funny.
It would be really funny to get a 30 something. Which one here? No, my Oreos. What am I doing? That's a D12. What am I doing? There's my D20. Okay, well that's a fucking 27 for... No, wrong. Incorrect. 25 for Jacques. And 25 for Asclepius.
Yeah. Gray is actually like legitimately doing okay. He's wasn't affected as bad, and also generally at least a chunk more emotionally intelligent than a lot of the
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be willing to wager.
Yeah, yeah.
He's doing all right.
This is a call-out post for the fucking Fates Tangle Strings group.
Gallery, but hey.
Goodness. Yeah. They both kind of smile, slightly relieved. Go. A doctor goes, good. Sick. We were rather concerned about. Lynn. And then just kind of gives you a look, just goes, Lynn.
Gray's probably laughing like, yeah. Does the anime sweat drop?
Yeah.
Like, he's smiling as he says it, but also, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Asclepius
doing
is
better, I think, though.
yeah, Asclepius actually does palm his teacup and go, yes, to her credit, she did come and seek assistance after that. She's had a few moments of backsliding, but on the whole, I believe she is. If only we could get her to go to therapy.
Hmm.
Gray just kind of palms his cup because he doesn't know how to respond to that. Actually, honest to God, I think I probably have to roll for something.
Oh goodness, okay. Do we need to call out post Gray as well?
No, well, the question is, would he know what a therapist specifically is? And that's a 6 for a roll. So, like,
Does he
he
get the
obviously
fucking-
understands the concept, but he hasn't been on the mainland long enough to understand that that's a profession that someone can have. You know?
Does he look suitably confused, or is he just like kind of, oh, okay, that's something, alright.
Um, he's probably trying to put 2 and 2 together, but with a 6, it probably takes him a hot second. So, like, he does have a confused look, but just a bit.
Yes. I think Jacques and Scubbies do share a mildly amused look at that. But you do appear to put the dots together, even if it takes you a sec, so like they won't say anything about it. Um God, I had plans for this FPS and they've gone out my brain. God damn it.
God, I felt that so hard.
This is a call out post for me at me not writing down my goddamn ideas. Um
in in the meantime, if you're trying to like think, Gray probably oh hammer space. Let's see, 5. Yeah, he takes out it's a snack treat of some sort. It's shaped like something. I don't know if Jacques and Sylvius would recognize it. But Gray just feeds something to Nibbles in the
want me
meantime.
to roll history or something?
Honestly, it's just like it's like a Pokemon berry, you know.
Okay,
So,
Asclepius might
up to you.
Asclepius might recognize it, having done research into different like Pokemon plants after, you know, finding out, oh yeah, Rise of Pokemon. That's
Yeah.
a thing apparently.
I don't have the table pulled up, but it's one of the spicy ones because
mm, nice, nice, nice. Asclepius like mildly an ear flicks and just goes, I did try and get some of those to grow here. I don't know if it's soil conditions or something. Never quite get them to take.
Oh, yeah, they have, I haven't found many of them growing either.
I didn't realize you were Pokemon. You look rather different. Right.
Can you say that one again? I'm sorry.
Sorry. Asclepius just kind of like went. I didn't realize you're Pokemon. You look rather different from Rye.
Well,
He just like a kind of nervous laughter, but
I'm not Pokemon-y. Nibbles is though.
and he'll gesture down. I probably I don't want to roll strength, but for flavor, he probably at least tries to like lift Neville's up and show him off. But because he's evolved, it's a lot harder to do.
Yeah.
They compromise by allowing Nibbles to scramble on one of the stools finally.
Help hoist him in a place.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
And so are the other companions that follow me around. But I'm not. Huh.
I think the two can just casually sense that there is a story there.
Yeah.
You're wondering how to see. They have tact. I do not have tact. So I'm trying to think of the way that they would word this following sentence.
Yeah.
But they basically go, fucking. That's got a story behind it, but I'm not going to pry. Just in a much more tactful way, because RJ doesn't have the brain to phrase that properly.
I get it. I get that so hard. Uh Gray would probably just kind of nod. Seems a tad thankful, but overall, it's not like a terrible thing. Sort of like not. He doesn't want to talk about it right now, but if they pressed, he probably would still talk because they're being very nice.
God damn it. RJ wants lore, but RJ also knows they wouldn't pry. God damn it.
The war of two polite parties.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Yeah, I think, they kind of go, yeah, okay, fair enough. And gently put that topic aside. Asclepius would offer more tea if it looks like your cup is getting low, and maybe some little, little finger sandwiches.
Oh yes, Gray would like very much thank Asclepius. If he offers, would take it. Would also probably feed a sandwich to Nibbles, who probably eats it in one bite.
Nice. And I'm glad you like it too. It was freshly harvested just a few days ago.
Audio processing disorder, my beloved. Can you say that again?
He said, I'm glad you like the tea. It was freshly harvested a few days ago.
Okay, yeah.
It's very good.
The Torres family does do very good, I've noticed. Their plot is very fertile. Yes, he did just admit to growing grave tea.
um, I Gray would know what that is.
10 people tea.
Uh, my previous question still stands.
Fucking roll, I guess? What the fuck would this be? I don't know.
Nature.
Nature, yeah.
It's
Or
been another 19.
that's yeah. He gets it.
But he doesn't like fry at all because judging from even what little of the place he's seen, undead aren't uncommon. So that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, the moment you came out of the fucking valley, there's been like a Tim Burton noir spooky horror kind of mien to the place.
Yeah.
So like it tracks with everything that you've seen thus far.
Gray's probably goes.
I tell him I like it if you would, please.
Sure. Yeah. If you want, I think I have a couple bags. You want to take some with
That would be wonderful.
you? Alright. And he will stand up and start searching through the cupboards to find the Taurus family tea, which I'm like imagining it to be kind of herbally with a slight peppery kick to it, but I don't know tea, so like I can't describe it with actual.
I don't know a lot of tea either, but I get the idea because I knew a little bit.
Nice.
Someone get Hex in here. No. But yeah. He would very much like politely, and he seems rather excited because oh my god, special tea.
Special. Special tea. Special tea.
That was not intentional. But
Thank you so much. It's
Very well.
It's kind of hard to make your own tea from scratch. So.
Jacques kind of. You carry on, sorry.
He just mentioned it's like it's hard to make your own tea from scratch, so having this is nice.
Jacques like chuckles a little bit and goes, "Yes, so I've seen from Asclepius' endeavors. I don't tend to grow many plants myself." He kind of wiggles his hands like got a bit of a black thumb.
Gray probably just giggles. He gets the joke. He's laughing along.
Asclepius does find the tea eventually and will slide a bag like it's a small bag of loose leaf. Slides it your way.
Thanks again.
And he'll
Not a problem.
probably put it in his bag. He has that with him still. Just
Nice.
Gray satchel.
Was there anything else you wanted to talk to me about, sirs?
Exchange a glance between the two of them, and then Jacques goes, there was one more thing. You obviously traveled here with a party.
Yes, sirs.
That. And he, like, pauses, visibly searching for a word. That being the one of wires and cables and metal. Were they actively malicious, or were they benign?
No. They helped us through. Very well. The only odd thing I think was, they kept mentioning a signal of some kind. But other than that, everything was alright.
And it's this point I try and decide if I'm rolling religion or history. See if they figure out what the fuck the signal is. I'm setting the DC high on this one because like they're not from the Uncanny.
There's also the chance that Cassius was fucking with that radio for a hot while.
Yeah, that's true. God, I don't know if they know what the fuck a radio is. Well, they probably know what the fuck a radio is.
You get my point though, because the radio specifically does that.
Yeah, it do. I'll roll. Oh, it's the same modifier for each of them either way, so I'm just gonna fucking roll. Fucking Okay. That's a 10 for Jacques, and then Asclepius is a natural 1. Okay, neither of them know what the fuck the signal is. This is a mildly confused look share between the two of them. Know what that means?
I don't really know what it is either.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
I think the radio they gave me did something, but I gave it to Cassius. He seemed much more interested.
Cassius, the vampire?
Yes.
Ah, interesting. Okay. Murmurs something under his breath. Do you speak Abyssal?
I'd have to check. He has some exotic language. Yes, he does.
He murmurs under his breath. Gonna have to keep an eye on that one.
What mod is? That was a deception to see if Gray could hide the fact that he understood that. So you can contest that.
It's a 15 on the dice with a plus 11, so yeah, no, he can tell. He doesn't really seem to much care.
You see Gray look away, because Gray very much clearly understood that, but he doesn't really. He's definitely not prying on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are very accomplished adults. He's a child. He shouldn't press in their matters.
You get the sense it's more just of a they don't trust Raz, and like by extension they don't trust anything Raz has given people. And although you do seem to have a good head on your shoulders, Cassius does not.
I mean, yo.
Yeah. Fucking. Yeah.
I can't say anything, because, yeah.
I think there's a moment as Asclepius and Jacques finish off their tea. And then Asclepius goes, "You seemed pretty interested in the plants earlier. Would you like a tour?"
Oh, that would be wonderful, sir.
Cool. Well, I'm ready when you are. You wait for you to finish your tea. And then
he's probably finished his cup, and so is this dining room kitchen like combined thing, or is it like the kitchen's separate room?
It's less a kitchen diner and more a kitchen with an island in that can be used as a breakfast bar.
Yeah. The reason I was asking is because Gray is probably trying to like put his own cup in the sink himself. Like,
Oh yeah. He
he wants
can
to
hop down and do that if he wants.
He does. He's being very polite.
You get an appreciative smile from the two of them. And then Asclepius will hop down from his own bar stool and lead you back outside the garden. And start kind of directing you around the place. There's all manner of there's some more mundane poisons, like there's some foxglove, there's some deadly nightshade, there's some yew trees that are well, there's one yew tree that looks maybe 10 years old, not especially old, but pretty fully grown. Moving on to some of the more exotic plants, ones that will actively try to cause you harm. all manner of carnivorous plants. There's
Mhm.
some fucking Venus flytraps. There's some mat-eating plants. Needle blight babies that he's helping to raise because they were kind of the runts of the litter and whatnot.
Mhm.
At the very back, fenced in with a couple wards, happily munching on a corpse, is a giant corpse flower.
Gray probably gives like a slight look, but he doesn't seem like entirely disturbed, just more surprised than anything else. It's like it's a man-eating flower. You gotta feed it meat.
Yeah, Asclepius will probably chuckle a little bit at that and go, Halloweentown is the home of monsters, freaks, and outcasts. We rent land to quite a few different monsters. This one happily resides here. It has some
Oh,
brethren on the outskirts, but
it's nice to take care of it like that. And
Hmm.
I mean, I understand. It's just I'm not expecting to see a plant like this. You don't see many this big.
No, most tend to get cut down by different adventurers.
Hmm.
Um, I'm curious. Gray was going to ask about why a lot of these plants are like poisonous and carnivorous, but judging like with this discussion, I think he's probably figured that out now.
Yeah,
um,
you will notice actually as you walk through the garden, there are clear, defined lines between each section. So there is a mundane poison section, there's a magical poison section, there is a few different carnivorous plant sections depending on what plays well with each other. And then whoop, okay. And then removed from those areas, like by a decent margin so as to avoid any chance of fucking cross-pollination going on.
yeah,
There is the kind of the crops and the teas and the regular flowers and whatnot. And as you go, as Asclepius will probably be explaining, yeah, we grow some of these for antidotes, we grow some of these for spell parts, some of these are required for various different rituals of things and whatnot, including but not limited to divination or uh, curing monster-inflicted ailments and whatnot.
Gray is listening like completely intently, and if Asclepius starts going like in depth about anything, chances are he has like a journal that he's taking notes in. Like,
I go ahead and roll a nature check at advantage to see how much of this you managed to get down, how
right.
thorough your notes are. Because, like, the moment he notices that you're really engaged, that's a 22.
Yeah.
Your notes are pretty fucking good, my dude. The moment he notices that you're very engaged, he will start expanding upon things, because he doesn't really get to talk very much about his garden.
Gray loves this. He loves plants. He loves learning about plants, and these are plants that you don't really see like anywhere else usually. So he's like, so this is very enriching activity for the both of them, I'd imagine.
Heck yeah.
Plant buddies.
Plant buddies! I think once he's walked around the entire garden with you, um, he would probably offer, like, just open offer, if you ever want to come back, feel free. The gate will be open.
Oh, thank you. Um, probably take you up on that if I ever come back this way. Um, uh,
Actually, I'm not sure if I ought to roll for this or not. But you're an Uncanny Cargo. We ended up like way further than we started.
Yep.
And I don't remember the last session, but Gray has never been here before, so I'm not sure if he knows where he is, like in relation to everything else. Which is why I'm not sure if I even want to roll for that, or if he's just gonna ask, like, where is this exactly?
You can roll survival if you want.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like he probably like had like a sort of bearing, but he'd still probably ask.
23. Yeah.
It's a vague idea.
I think yeah, in your travels and in your research into different extraplanar shit, you probably come across Halloweentown because it's kind of a home of the weird.
He's
As
seen like notes about it or whatever.
Yeah, as was mentioned, monsters kind of flock to it, and it exports a lot of like monster parts and weird and occult things that you wouldn't necessarily be able to find in other places. So it's vaguely somewhere in southern Giznep. You might not know exactly where it is, but that's the kind of the vague area.
Then yeah. He is, like I said, he is still probably going to voice this, just because he likes to have like, bearing, like full bearings. They live here. So he probably did.
We are in southern Giznep, right?
There's a moment of confusion before the look of, oh yeah, you came through the tunnels. Yeah, we are. We're about fucking we're transition away from Primer Town and Toontown. Though if you were to travel the full length, it'd probably take you a day or so.
Okay. Okay.
And he's very much thinking. Oral hammer space. Let's.
5.
Oh.
And like I said, he reaches in. He pulls out a different set of notes. And he hands them to Asclepius, and they are in fact notes on various Pokemon plants, berries especially.
I don't. These might help you in letting you grow them here. Um, like I said, I haven't seen many either, so I'm not sure if it's something with the islands themselves or something else. But maybe these can help you because you're really good with plants too.
He does kind of like raise an eyebrow at that in a mildly, oh, okay, all right, kind of way. Having scanned the first page, and then takes the notes very carefully, and very gratefully, and goes, "Thank you. This will
These notes are
definitely
probably
be a help."
a lot less like in a journal and more like scattered pages.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully, by the time you next come by, I'll have something to show.
That might be nice.
unless you're rolling another insight on.
Uh,
Trails off a bit of that.
Insight. What the fuck is that on the dice? That's a 9, not a 6. So that is
Big mud.
22.
Yeah. Big mud.
Big mud.
He's when you mentioned making him like or food or drink or whatever out of the berries, he's very much gets lost in a little bit of like memory. Just a tad. He seems a bit sad about it.
Oh, baby.
Um, just because they're really good at insight anyway. Asclepius probably tells those islands he mentioned or whatever they are. He seems to miss them.
Although he's never been himself, Asclepius did hear about the fucking rescue mission that was mounted to get Rai back from Johtos.
Yeah.
So I think he can figure out that there's more than one Pokemon island apparently. That's what you are referring to.
Mm. I had a thing and I lost it. Fuck!
Oof, felt that. What?
Right. So he's just, he's doing that in his head, he doesn't mention. But, because you reminded me, also, Gray probably remembered, to mention,
You, Miss Lynn too, but, you also mentioned, Pokemon. I think Rye was what Miss Lynn called him, right? So,
Yes.
you seen, more of them? Or just Rye? Um,
Rai is the only one that I am familiar with. To my knowledge, Miss Lin and a few others, including a member of the council and her charge, went to the islands to go rescue him and met several other Pokemon.
Mm.
I have, in my research, heard of other Pokemon outside of. There's not many of them to my knowledge, but they're there.
yeah. Hmm. Um, just one more question. If you don't mind.
Sure.
Um, mm,
he's looking for how to phrase this, and
Mm-hmm.
I think he eventually just settles on there is no real way to phrase this not sounding like a crazy person. Uh,
how much do you know about interplanar travel?
Eyebrow raise.
yeah. Fair.
I know it exists. I don't know a whole lot about the specifics of it. I've seen people come from the plane. Um, I've never heard of anyone actively traveling between them. From my understanding, it requires a rather large power to do.
Yeah.
If you want anything more specific, Ro would probably be the person to ask. He has a fondness for the mechanics of.
Mm. No, that's, thank you for the offer, but, it's alright.
Um, you know what? Fuck it. Perception roll.
Perception. Okay.
Fuck it.
Alright. It's not as good as his insight, but that's still pretty good. That's uh 21. I can do math. No, fuck. Finish the
14.
command.
Okay.
Sorry, 23. I can't do math.
um, so Gray goes like, thank you, but it's all right, and you can see that his shadow starts to just shift around just a bit, kind of weird, not quite, not quite static, like as you'd imagine a shadow to be.
Hmm. Um,
Gray does not seem cognizant of this.
I think Asclepius pauses for a moment, kind of puts that and the inquiry together and figures out you're probably looking for someone who who shifted planes. Or something that shifted planes.
Yeah.
And he kind of pauses for a moment, and goes, Gin. How would he put this? Um, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm sure a determined person find a way to find. You know what? Yeah, he would do this. He reaches into his pocket, and pulls out a little key with a skull on one end. Not the end with the teeth, but the other end. And holds it out to you. It's got like a little loop on the top that you could thread like a cord through or something.
God. So Asclepius like specifically said like I'm sure you'll find a way to like find them, right? That
Mm-hmm.
like element. That definitely just makes Gray pause, cause um at first he didn't say anything and then he realized, oh yeah, these guys like they deal with people a lot. They're used to this, yada yada. But also the reassurance, like it definitely gives him just a tad of pause, just because God he misses his soul so much.
Oh,
Um,
baby.
and then of course Asclepius like pulls out the key and offers it to him, so he's just kind of standing there for like just a second, just blank.
Oh, oh, thank you, sir. Um, what is it? Um,
It's not. Uh, it's not pain or travel or anything, but if you ever need someplace safe to go, put that key in a lock, in a door lock, and turn it, and you will be brought back to the manor Halloween.
um, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
I feel like Nibbles is probably trying to nuzzle closer to Gray, comfort him, comfort his buddy.
Nibbles, my fucking beloved.
Nibbles is a very good partner.
I care these two so much, Your Honor.
I'm glad you care them.
Unless you have anything else, I think it's a good place to zoom out and leave off.
If this is where we're leaving out, I can ask a silly question.
Alright, okay.
Gray,
Um, excuse me if this pries too much, but, do you have, grandchildren? Um,
He does actually like lean back and start laughing at that.
I'm sorry. It was just, well, Miss Lynn called you and your husband spooky grandparents. So I was just curious. I didn't know. So sorry, sir.
He like waves the apology off like I'm not upset, that's just really funny. No, we don't have grandparents. We don't have grandchildren. Although we certainly are old enough. No. That's just what Lynn calls us.
Okay.
But that is it for this one. Because I think we are running a bit low on time. Because I think someone else gets something at 5.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I think that is probably the best place to end out. I do have one question before we stop the recording.
Mhm.
What is Jacques' reaction to like? I imagine like later you have Asclepius telling Jacques to go ask this. You know,
Also, raucous laughter.
but Gray's not here this time, so is he just like
The moment they are able, they're absolutely gonna needle Lynn for that. Because that's really funny.
glorious? But yeah, at the end of this FES, saying bye on the recording now.
Bye, recording.
Bye.